Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Precious. Today I would like to tell you guys a story. It's a testimony of how God rescued me from a near-death experience. Truthfully speaking, I did not consider it as a near-death experience initially until people who called check up on me was like, that was a near-death experience. And I was like, okay, this was a near-death experience. I'm grateful to God for how it went, and it was not worse than that. I'm happy I'm alive to share the story by myself. I would also like to share the things I have learned from this experience, so I hope this blesses you guys. On this fateful day, I was going to work. It was around 6 a.m. and I was quite late. So while waiting for a tricycle to come around, we call it kidnapping in Nigeria, time was going. But prior to that, while leaving my house, I had called a guy, an Uber driver, and he said he was already on his way to the island. If you live in Lagos, you know that you need to be very mindful of time. Usually, I'm supposed to leave the house around 5 a.m. or 5:30 a.m. or even 4:30. In fact, in those days, we live around 4:30 and 4:45. But because of the insecurity in Nigeria, I started leaving around like 5:30. But on this day, I left around 6 and I was running late. While waiting, this car came and they were calling VI, VI, VI. I'm going to the island, I'm going to Victoria Island, and there is a car in front of me saying VI. It was like a miracle. I felt very fortunate, right? They stopped and I entered. I greeted good morning, and I turned to my left to the person sitting beside my left, and I greeted the person, good morning, ma. So there were three guys. There were the driver, the person sitting beside the driver, and one person behind at the back who was sitting beside me. And because he had his hand, so you know that handle in the car where you can hang your clothes you've taken to the laundry, I greeted him good morning, ma, thinking he was a woman. I didn't know that he was trying to hide his face so that I would not recognize him. And he greeted me good morning, sir. So that struck me as odd because it was clear that I was a woman. And when I looked at him, that was when I realized he was actually a man. And so I just let it go. And I was still trying to adjust my skirt, my shirts, and place my bag very well, just like relax and be comfortable in the car. When they started winding up the glasses, the one in front, the one just sitting beside the driver in front of me, was trying to, like I saw him moving, putting his hands around his face as if he was trying to put on a face mask. And I was thinking, why are you putting on a face mask now? Why didn't you put it before I entered? What is happening? And I was just like, something is wrong. And I was like, Precious, did you check the handle? And I was like, okay, I didn't check the handle. I think about last year or sometime early this year, there was this trend on Twitter about cars without handles inside. So I was aware, but because I had not been practicing the art of, checking the car, looking out for the handles, I had not built that as a habit, so I did not check it before I got into that car. I was trying to check out the inner handle of the door by my side, and I couldn't see it. I was just assuming probably I can't see the handle because I was not putting on my glasses, and perhaps the handle has the same color with the inner part of the car. So that was my assumption, and I was like, okay, I need to confirm this. I decided to pull my backpack closer to me to, close up the space and also hide my hand. So I glided my hand through, the handle region, and I found that it was smooth. That wasn't dawned on me that I was in a danger zone, guys, red zone. I was still calm, but 1,001 things were going on in my mind at that time. How can I come out from this car? So I started to act out. So I told them I forgot something at home and I needed to go get what I forgot. That they should please drop me down. So I was just like, sorry, please, I forgot something at home and I need to go and get it. Please, can you drop me around here, anywhere around here, please, so I can go and get it. I need to take it to the office. And they were like, you want to get something from home? I said, yes, sir. And they showed off their true color. I really can't remember how they showed off their true color, but whatever they did caught me in shock, and I started shouting. I was shouting, Jesus, Jesus, help me. I don't know if I finished that sentence. All I know that was what I had in my mind. So I was shouting, Jesus, Jesus, help me. And that was when the person beside me, who had repeated good morning ma, grabbed my neck and started strangling me. As he was strangling me, the one in front came to the back and started hitting my face. Guys, I was being strangled. You know those scenes in movies where somebody's being strangled and you're thinking about your loved ones and tear just comes out from your eyes? That was how I was feeling. I was just like, Precious, you are here. Precious, you are here. Nobody knows you are here. Nobody knows your whereabouts. Nobody knows the car you entered. Nobody knows the route you're going to pass. Nobody knows where you are. I was just thinking about that. The possibility of somebody finding me in Nigeria in that kind of, oh God, guys. So he kept on strangling me, and my reflex action was to try to remove the person's hand, and I was also throwing tantrums with my legs. We're not having it. We're not going to stop. And they were beating me, saying, "You want to shout? Shout now. Maybe you want to shout? Shout now." And I was just like, okay, Precious, if you do not stop throwing tantrums, these guys will not let you go. They'll keep on strangling you. And I told myself, you cannot afford to be subconscious. You cannot afford to be unconscious. For you to make the little attempts you are going to make here in order to survive, you need to be conscious, alive, and alert. So I went ahead to hold my skirts so that I would not throw tantrums. I was trying to steal my body. It didn't stop. If they had continued, at that point I was thinking of starting the tantrums again, because I could not breathe. You are strangling me. I did not hit you. I did not fight with you. I have not quarreled with you. We've not had anything. I only shouted out of reflex, I would say, asking my God to help me. And you are strangling me. At some point, they stopped and they pushed me to the floor of the car to put their legs on me to pin me down to the ground. So the one who came back, that was beating my face, started checking my backpack, and he got out my phone and started asking me how many banks do I use, and I told them 2. I told them the names of the banks, and they went ahead to ask me how much I had in the banks. And so I had nothing in my bank. They're not asking for my piggy vest. Now let's rewind. Let's go back a bit. So when I was leaving my house, I told you guys I called the Uber guy. So when he told me he had already left, that was when I decided to, double my steps. As I was about to leave my estate, I heard a voice, like, not with my ears, but like inside. I heard a voice like from within me saying, "Delete your piggy vest." I asked the voice back, why should I delete my piggy vest? Like, why? Why piggy vest of all apps? And he told me specifically, because that is where your money is. And I was like, okay, I would delete piggy vest when I get into the tricycle or on my way to work when I get to the bus stop, but I need to get the bus first. Now, fast forward to when I was in the car. When I asked for the bank apps, there was nothing in my bank account. They then asked me for my piggy vest. And I don't know why the app of all apps. God. So when he told me, I was like, oh my God. Holy Spirit, was this why you were asking me to delete my app then? Guys. So I didn't even answer. I remember not answering because I was shocked. I didn't answer. And it was there shouting like, "Are you using piggy vest?" That brought me back to consciousness, and I was like, yes, I have piggy vest. And I said, open it. Give me the phone, and I located my piggy vest app. Guys, when you saved and you're thinking, okay, I will use this. I remember when the Bible says many plans and had to be man. So yeah, they took a lot of money from me. They withdrew it to my own bank account. I had some of my mom's money in there, and then I begged them. I said, please sir, this is my mommy's money. Please, can you keep my mommy's money for me and take only my own? And the response was, do you think we're playing with you? Do you think we're here to play? And it was a lot of money, but I had no choice than to actually withdraw it. At some point I was thinking, should I remove 1 0? But piggy best, if you withdraw right now, you will not be able to withdraw until the next 10 hours. I cannot afford to be with those people for the next 10 hours, because they will not be like, if you remove 1 0 from 100,000 naira, it's not 10,000 naira. If you remove a 0 from 1,000,000 naira, it becomes hundreds of thousands of naira, right? So it's going to reduce the money drastically. And they saw a large amount of money. They saw this portion, and they're only able to take this portion. They would keep you until they're able to get this portion. 10 hours, you stay with them for 10 hours. So I was not ready to do that. So I killed the thought of moving 1 0. And the other one, the great money man, was actually watching me, watching everything I was doing. So I was putting my passwords, my codes, and everything. So I withdrew the money. They told me to withdraw the money into my bank accounts. One of them I withdrew to one of my bank accounts. I had my 2 ATM cards with me. They took both of them. They requested for my ATM pins. I gave it to them. At that point, they closed my head with a black material, black cloth. So they used to cover my face. I could not see them. I don't know who they are. Then the person who came backwards went off to perform the transaction with the POS using my ATM card and my ATM pins. So everything happened in the moving vehicle for about an hour. So I was kidnapped for about an hour, and started threatening me, telling me if my ATM pins were not correct, they were going to rape me. Immediately I heard that, my body started vibrating immediately, uncontrollably. And the one in front, that is driver who said that, was trying to reach out to me at the back to touch me inappropriately, and I tried moving back, and the other guy was like, wait first. And as my body was shaking violently, tears, my eyes I started crying immediately, silent cries. And then I was just begging God, please. Throughout that experience, my prayer, I think the highest prayer I prayed was, God, please. Any other prayer was in groanings that cannot be understood. Inside of me, I was connecting with God, but I could not utter it. I could not voice it out in words. But thank God it did not. My parents were covered, by the way. And then they started threatening me that when they drop me off, I should not shout, I should not raise any alarm, that if I do, there's a vehicle behind me that will shoot me. They also said there was a bike behind me that will shoot me, behind them that will shoot me, and they were working with them. Threat. I don't know if that's an empty threat or a real threat. And they also, said they're just telling me in quotes, we're begging you for your good. When we drop you, don't shout, don't say anything, don't block your ATM cards, don't block your account, don't do that. You're just threatening me on things I should not do. So I think we're communicating with the other guy to know how the transaction was going, while we kept moving. I felt when we moved on a rough road, when we moved on road bumps, when we probably climbed a bridge, or we're under a bridge, like the sound that, oh my God, I was very sensitive. I was very high, like it was that hyper. At some point they tried stopping me, but before then I knew he brought out something from the side of the car, only for him to remove the material and used in closing my head and to apply rub to both of my eyes. So I had to condition my mind again, and I told myself, Precious, they have put rub in your eyes so that they would drop you off. They will drop you off soon, so just endure. So I was still vibrating, I was still shaking, so I tried enduring it. This time around, my hand was shaking, so I just kept enduring it. And then I sat up, trying to look for my shoe. They had told me they would give me my laptop and my phone since they're taking money from me. When they gave me my backpack was empty. It was light. If my laptop was there, I would know. My laptop was not there. I could hear my phone vibrating. Well, I didn't pick up my phone actually because I didn't even know where it is exactly. So I would have to, start touching the seat to know exactly where the phone is or whether I was by the side of the car. But I didn't even bother. I didn't want them to think, oh, you're trying to outsmart us, right? They tried dropping me, but there were people there, so they couldn't drop me, and we moved. At some point, they found a place to drop me. I came out from the car. They zoomed off. As soon as they zoomed off, I was not thinking that probably I would look at the car, plate number. I couldn't open my eyes. I just stayed there at that particular spot, and I cried the cry of my life. I cried till I was full. Like I cried. I didn't know what I was crying for. That I was kidnapped. Whether I'm crying that I got out. Whether I'm crying that I lost it. I didn't even know what I was crying.
So the things they took from me were my office laptop and charger, my phone and charger, my smartwatch, my power bank. They took the cash I had on me, about 3,500, and they took the money from my piggy vest, as well as my umbrella, I think, because I couldn't find that.
Guys, I can't remember the last time I cried. And when I was done crying, because I couldn't really see, so I just turned on that spot where I was before I would basically, fall into a gutter in case there's a gutter around. And I was still crying and trying to wipe off my eyes, wipe off my tears, clean off the rub. I heard a woman say, "What happened?" And I was like, "Ma, they robbed me and they dropped me off here." And when she saw my face, like, she started asking me questions like, "Where did they pick you from? Did they take anything from you? Where are you going to? Are you going home?" I said, "Yes." At this point in time, I just want to go home. She was a good Samaritan, really. She got into the tricycle with me. She paid for the tea fare for hers and mine. She dropped off along the road and gave me 400 naira. She put it in my hand, closed my hand, and told me that she put 400 naira in my hand. I could not see. She put 400 naira in my hand, and she said, when I get to my bus stop, I can take another vehicle and just find my way home. I was like, "Thank you very much." So when she was dropping, I was trying and just was able to open my eyes to see her. So I had a glimpse of her. If I see this woman today, I will not be able to remember her, but God bless her immensely. May she never lack help. May people favor her much more than her expectations, really. Wherever she is, may God bless her. So she helped me, and then I think the breeze, that was coming in also helped to reduce the way my eye was, peppery. I opened my eye, a bit, and I noticed that the kidnapping was empty, the tricycle was empty, and I begged the driver to take me home. So I came home and I started shouting from the gate. My mom and my daddy they shouted from the gate, and they came out and they saw me. They were heartbroken, but I felt very safe. I felt safe in the house. I felt safe in my room. I was telling them, I'm fine, only for me to check the mirror, guys, and see that I was not fine. The kind of pictures we see on social media, on newspapers, on the dailies, that was what I was seeing. Like, my face was what? Guys, I didn't even know that I was, beating that way. I just thought that, maybe my eye was closed because it just beating my this tear or something. I didn't know I was looking that way. I'll put up pictures for you guys. My parents were like, "Let's go to the hospital." Before I was saying I was fine, Abby. At this point, I said, okay. I hid it to them, and that was when we went to the hospital and got to the hospital. It was when we got to the hospital, we were so nervous to the hospital that I, looked at my face again, my mom's phone, and I took a picture. Yeah.
This was the picture I took at the hospital or on my way to the hospital. I can't really remember.
It was bad. And the doctor said, "I'm not going home. This is a critical period and they have to admit me so they can examine me and keep an eye on me." So I was admitted for some days, and I was put on drips, a lot of injections, guys, and lots of drugs. So
this was after the nurses had cleaned me up.
After I was discharged from the hospital, I came home and I was still taking drugs, a lot of drugs. After that, another complaint, like different kind of symptoms. I go back to hospital to give me drugs. In my eye water was closed and started opening up a bit. The eye was very red, so I had to see an ophthalmologist. Yes, I saw one very nice doctor. Thankfully, my vision was not impaired, but I had blurry vision. Eyes were paining and aching. This eye started paining me. I couldn't open my eyes. Like just slight penetration of the light. I'm really tearing up. I just had to close my eyes and rest. While I was closing my eyes and resting, the kind of trauma that set in, oh my god, where I'm thinking about things that I could have done differently. It was not funny at all. After this one started, and later on, it was my ear. I started having this severe ear pain. I couldn't sleep for 2 nights. I said drugs again. So it's been a very long recovery process. Oh my god. I've always been a resilient kind of person, but this experience was not it at all. Thankfully, I'm in a better place and I'm still recovering. That was my story. It was not something I thought would happen to me or to anybody around me, and I pray that it does not reoccur. It doesn't happen to any of us. Really, that's my prayer. So, two things that I've learned from this whole experience is: number one, God speaks. On Tuesday of that week, God had opened my eye to see something. I was using a Samsung phone, and there was something called a secure folder. I never knew it existed. I don't even know how I just saw it that day, and I started exploring it. I had moved my apps to that secure folder, but I had not deleted it from the main menu. So I was like, okay, I have work to do. Let me do my work later. I can explore this. But I never went back to it. So that was why the Holy Spirit told me to study my biggie verse that morning on my way to work, because it was reminding me of something He had told me to do earlier, or something He had led me to find out about. So first thing is that God speaks. God is speaking. Please pray for spiritual sensitivity and alertness. When God asks us to do something, let us do it immediately. I'm talking to myself as I'm talking to you guys, because if I had deleted it, maybe my loss would have been lesser, and I probably would have lost a lot of financial resources as I did. We may think if they don't see any money with me, they probably would have done so much worse to me. But if God had asked me to delete that app and I deleted it, He will find a way of escape. That's God. There's no way He would ask me to do what will put me in a very bad position. You get? So let's not worry about His own part. Let's just do our own part first. If you're not sure if God is the one speaking to you, then test it. So the voice has asked you to do something. Try to do it. How did it turn out? Did it turn out well or turn out bad? Over time, you can now begin to develop that obedience, and before you're able to become very familiar with God's voice. You know when He's calling you, when He's talking to you, when He's asking you to do something. That is how you can actually learn. You can never learn by procrastinating or by disobeying. You will never learn that way. Alright? That's the first thing I learned. Second thing I learned is really on the financial bit. So if you have more than one bank account, take one ATM card at a time. Honestly speaking, this might be a tough one to do in Nigeria or in developing nations. So there was a time I went to withdraw from a bank, which was not my bank. So I withdrew from that bank and I did not dispense any cash, and that was the last cash I had on that card. Thankfully, I had my other card, and then I used the other card and it worked. So it might be very difficult in Nigeria. The cashless policy being and network and all of those issues, it can keep you stranded. Just imagine I didn't have that second card with me on that day. I would have become stranded or frustrated, and it was past in bank closing time, so I will not be able to walk into the bank at that time, and I was actually on my way home. So just imagine how it would have been for me. So I know it's difficult, but try. Is that you have one ATM card and cash with you. Just try and be responsible not to have your two cards with you.
Next is to explore and utilize security features on my phone. Try to learn about the security features available in your phone and see if there are some that you can put into good use to protect your finance apps and information.
For instance, you can hide one of your, if you have more than one bank account, you can hide one and leave one out, like in the normal menu. Especially when you're traveling, or like if you're living in Lagos, please. If you don't have an iPhone or Samsung, you can check out secure folder and how to use it. I think Redmi has some sort of way you can hide your important apps. Just check out your phone and the security features that it has. I'm sure that you'll be able to find one or two things that will help you and help to hide your apps. This might not even be big, in terms of robbery. It can also be maybe if you have like people who can access your phone easily, they will not be able to access those information. If there is an app that has an online version or an online sign-in page, then there's no need for the app. Just use the online sign-in page. When you're through, you clear your browsing history and you log out. You don't need to download an app that has an online platform. An example of that is the Kuda Bank. The Kuda Bank has an online platform. You just need to verify it with a one-time password that will be sent to your phone number as a text message. For those kind of apps or platforms like PiggyVest, you don't need the apps. So delete the apps. Don't download the apps. Go to the website. After all, it's the same internet connection that you use for the app that you also use for the website version, right? So why not just use the website version, right? Try to clear out your emails. You have your bank statement, you have your transaction details in your piggy bank. Then once they send you all those alerts in your emails, you can just delete them. Text messages to delete them. Also, don't send maybe your ATM passwords, PIN, or ATM like number via social media like WhatsApp. If you do, please delete immediately. If it's a picture, please, you can use the one-time viewing option on WhatsApp instead. If you are on the receiving end, then delete any information, any bank information you receive from people. Delete it. Don't send your bank information or your account information or your financial information via social media apps. If you do, please delete as soon as you are done using that information. Okay, this one is for your email addresses. So for me, it was at first quite difficult for me to gain access to my email from my mom's phone. What helped me was the fact that since I had a YouTube channel, I had to do like just a verification, and one of them was, I think, Google Authenticator. But one thing with Google Authenticator is if your phone is stolen, or so you won't be able to access the Google Authentication, and it needs a code that you need for the Google Authentication to recover your all of those. That's a lot of stress, but there's something called the backup codes. So for all of your email addresses, please generate backup codes. Backup codes are I think there are 8-digit codes, and I think there are about 8 to 10 of them which you can use to access your email account. So I had shared it with my sister once because she was helping me to do something on my email account, and that was how she had those backup codes, and I knew my password. I was able to log into my email. When I was still trying to find out the backup codes, I was trying to sign in on my mom's phone, but it wasn't working because they would send a notification to your phone, and then those people were clicking no, so I could not access it. So please generate your backup codes, and please, when you're saving it, you can save it to your email address, that's fine, or your Google Drive, that's fine. But if you don't have access to your email accounts, you can't have access to your Google Drive or your inbox, so you need to save it externally. So it's like you have a physical copy, you print out the codes and keep them somewhere, or you write them in a notebook, or you share them with maybe trusted family and friends. Just share it with somebody, let somebody else that you can access easily have the backup codes. Use it to recover your account. Please do this for all of your Gmail accounts. I don't know if there's anything like this for your Yahoo Mail and other mailing options, but please do this for your Gmail accounts. Also have a recovery email for your Gmail accounts. It's helpful. Try to know your passwords because it really would help. I know that there's an easy feature of trying to save passwords on Google, but if your phone is stolen, just imagine that you have your password to your finance apps, your investment platforms saved on Google. It will be easy for them to log in, right? When your phone is stolen or lost, you need to recover your email quickly. The reason is because if they should click on forgot password, they'll be able to change the password to your bank apps or your finance apps. So to prevent such exposure, it's advisable that you recover your email account as soon as possible. That is why it's very needful for you to know your email password. Also have access to your investment platforms, customer care contact, so that you'll be able to quickly put a restriction on your account. Please take safety measures. Share your live locations with friends and family. Let people know your whereabouts as much as it lies with you. Please don't keep late nights and try not to leave so early. I know that one might be quite difficult, especially with the Lagos or traffic, especially with the traffic situation in Lagos. But please, as much as it lies with you, please try to leave early when you're going home, not so late at night. Don't leave too early in the morning either. I pray God helps us. Yeah. Somebody might say, oh, it's a private car. Why do you enter a private car? And right now, there's stories of shuttle, those small buses. There's stories of kicking and pipe incidents. There's Sienna. There's even Uber and Bolt riders. So if there's even the ones that we think are verified are even like that, please, I don't even know what to say. Just ensure that you are spiritually alert and in tune. If your heart does not, your spirit does not accept this, please don't go, don't enter. Honestly speaking, start to practice safety measures. Try to check handles before you enter the car. Don't hurriedly enter any car. It's better you get there late than you lose your life. Also, don't leave your house in a hurry, please. So guys, I think this is it for this video. I hope that you've learned one or two things so far. If I remember anyone, I would put it in the comment section. So guys, please do thank God for me. Thank God for my life that I'm back here to actually do this video. Is a very big testimony that it didn't go the way the devil planned it. It's a big testimony. So please leave a comment in the comment section thanking God for me and for my life. I pray that God will preserve us even in this season. It's the end of the year. I pray God preserves us and that we will see the end of this year, this month. We will not see our end in Jesus' name. We are preserved and our family members are preserved also in Jesus' name. Amen. So if you learned one or two things from this video, especially from the tips I have given, please share it. And if you have more tips for us, we will be very, very, very happy to have those. And if you can, please learn Jackie Chan. If you can, please get a black belt. Have some lessons on how to defend yourself. You can get a spray, a pepper spray, or something that you can use. But the only thing is, where you have more than one person in an enclosed space, that's difficult to deal with. So just pray that in all, God just preserves us and keeps us. Thank you so much for watching this video. I am very grateful and I hope this has helped you. So till I come your way again, stay blessed. Bye guys, and God bless you.